What's going on YouTube? Chris back with another video. This is going to be pretty out of the norm for the channel. We're actually checking out a tablet. And today we're going to be checking out the Blackview Tab 12 Pro. This was released earlier this year, back in March 2023. Blackview reached out to me asking if I'd want to check it out. And you know what? I figured, let's go for it. Let's see kind of what Blackview is all about. They've been around for a little while, making tablets and some other devices, and so this is kind of a first chance of checking out the brand and kind of really what they have to offer. So this is a budget tablet. I mean, you're not going to compare this to like a Samsung high-end or iPad Pro or anything like that, so please do be aware. We're going to take that in consideration when we're looking at this. So this retails for $170. All right, we have the blue model. This also does come in a gray as well. You can pick up on Amazon. I'll leave the link down in the description where you can pick this up. But this offers a lot of great specs, it seems like. But let's go ahead and dive right into it. You may be able to get this on sale. There might be specific deals or coupon codes. You might be able to get it cheaper depending on your region, things like that. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at some of the specs on the back here of the box. This uses a Unisec T606 octa-core processor, little over 6,500 milliamp hour battery. It has a 10.1 inch display running at 1200 by 1920, full HD plus. It's an IPS LCD panel, so do keep that in mind. 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage. This is running Android 12. There are some cameras on here on the front and the back, which we'll take a look at as well. Sorry if I'm struggling to get this box open. So yeah, so $160 tablet. Right off the bat, you get a tempered glass screen protector, so that is amazing. I do like screen protectors. If you haven't been with the channel, I do cover them on most devices I get. And so right here we have a USB-C to type A cable, and then I was given the global model because this is not a US plug, as we can see there, and really nothing underneath whatsoever. So plastic packaging inside, and then we have a decent thick booklet. How to send SMS, interesting, I guess, and so there's a SIM tool as well. So as we can see, comes with a case actually, so that's actually nice. From day one, you can protect your tablet with this tempered glass screen protector and the included case. And here we go, a nice folio case. Right off the bat, tells you those specs front and center. So we can see here, Tab 12 Pro, there's that 10.1 inch display. Peel off mask. Emergency low battery state cannot power to keep sleep. So front camera, 5 megapixel, rear camera is 13 megapixel. Let's take it out of the case. This is kind of what we want to take a look at here, is this design. Okay, this is actually a nice little feeling tablet. Nice and cold to the touch, aluminum metal alloy. Let's take a look around the edges here. This is very light, very portable for sure. So on the right hand side we have our Type-C charging cable. Here we have that the micro SD card tray. So on the right hand side we have that tray here, which micro SD card and SIM. So this supports LTE SIM. Looks like it supports dual SIM even. This supports up to 1 terabyte of micro SD card storage, so that's super awesome considering this is $170. We even have a headphone jack right on the corner. This is very, very sneaky of how they do this. So right here on the corner they have that headphone jack, super sneaky. There's that USB-C port, that SIM micro SD card tray. Up at the top you got nothing. It looks like just a big antenna line up top. This blue color is looking really good though. Sorry for any focusing issues. At the bottom you got a microphone. Left hand side we have our buttons, volume up and down, a speaker grill. We have that speaker grill on the right hand side, so stereo speakers. Up top we have that 5 megapixel front facing camera, and then if we go over to the back we have a 13 megapixel rear camera with an LED flash and Blackview branding, and then we can take this little sticker off. Alrighty, so now we get the back all cleaned up. This case is actually pretty nice. It's a semi-translucent back, so you can see the color of your device. Has a very kind of interesting material. I don't know if it's felt, but at least a protective cover, and it folio, so you'll be able to prop it up, things like that. It is a TPU case, some thicker corners for the edges and things like that. We'll peel this off here as well. And that is not peeling off like it was supposed to. Okay, there we go. And there we are, the 10.1 inch front panel. So I can't find any information on what type of glass this is using, if it's using Gorilla Glass or anything like that. So definitely use the tempered glass screen protector that it comes with. We're gonna go ahead and power it on to see if it has any juice here. Looks like it is. And Blackview, powered by Android. So again, Android 12. We'll see what sort of updates are in this. We'll get it set up. So like I said, 8 gigs of RAM, 120 gigs of internal storage. We saw the micro SD card support. This also does actually have an FM radio built into it, hence the headphone jack, LTE capabilities. And yeah, this seems like a nice little tablet for your kids. We're gonna go ahead and get this set up here though. So I will say, some things I'm noticing already is the off viewing angle of this. When you turn it off angle, the colors do shift, and the white also changes as well. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it. Up here in the top left, there's a little bit of inconsistency of the white of the LCD. The haptics on this is not good. I will say that they're very weak. You cannot feel it really when you're typing on it. Something else is these speakers that are right here on the left and right hand side there. Camera's up here, right? Can you kind of already see the problem I'm going to be explaining is when you're holding it like this, your front facing camera is there, your palms, your hands are completely covering those speaker holes. It would have been far better to have these buttons moved up here as the SIM card tray up at the top with the speakers up in these corner areas. But that's just first hand. I'm also wishing the charging port was done at the bottom versus on this side, because again, when you're holding it like this, your charging cable is going to be plugging in right near your hand, and that might be uncomfortable. But let me get logged in and get this set up. All right, so some additional thoughts so far, just typing on this, typing in passwords and email addresses, getting this set up. The haptics are more focused on the right-hand side rather than the left-hand side. So we just finished signing in, connecting it to the network, and it's going to be working on restoring a backup. So you have to agree to that. We're going to use system navigation. Now there is no fingerprint scanner or anything like that on this, so it's going to be completely what Android dictates in terms of PIN or kind of the old pattern style. So here is the apps, and basically what we get by default on here. There is that FM radio. We have a game mode, the Google services and apps. We have a sound recorder, WPS Office, Toy Crush, Fever, System Manager, YouTube Kids, POQ, whatever that is, a notebook app as well. And that is it. So obviously, as we're restoring apps, the system is probably going to struggle a little bit. I will just kind of be completely upfront about that. There's a PC mode, basically automatically when you connect to the keyboard. Interesting. Okay. Entering PC mode. This mode supports multiple windows. You know what? Let's not worry about that right now. We're going to check for updates real quick. Oh. Okay. Not a single update. And I don't know if you saw that. We'll go back to it. This is running November of 2022 security update. That is abysmal. That's unacceptable. This tablet came out in March. I don't know if it is just because this is a European global model, not a US model. And that's why, but even still, that's unfortunate. Even Google Play system update is April. Yes, you can update it manually, download and install, but that's that. I mean, the system update is what's more important anyways. All right, so let's take a look here. As we saw, there is SIM card support, so dual SIM support, so that's pretty neat. If you want just something simple on the go display, we have dark mode, which is awesome. Enhanced, what does that mean? So full black versus kind of like a gray. So that's pretty cool that they give you that option. Not like it's going to matter because it's not OLED, but there is some customization, eye comfort, display size, screen recording, breathing light. That's pretty cool. So depending on what side of the screen that you swipe down on, will bring up that quick toggles status bar on the right or left hand side. But as you can see, as I've swiped down, that is very delayed and laggy. Gestures and keys, auxiliary function, scheduled power on and off. Again, there is no, okay, so there's face unlock, but it's just going to be from the camera. Some battery settings, battery percentage, close apps after screen lock. So when you turn off the screen, it'll close all the apps. That may actually cause worse battery because now it's having to reload all those apps again. One touch power saving, kind of lackluster, if I can say. Backlight power saving. Yeah, there's really not much here. Now I just want to go ahead and try this PC mode. Don't remind me again. Enter now. Okay, that's pretty interesting. You have your navigations down here, right? Your clock. So that opens your apps in a window mode, like a window. So this is actually pretty cool. This mode is actually pretty neat. So this is pretty cool where we can have our apps here in an app tray, essentially in the start menu, you know, and then your open apps are down here tabbed where you can switch between them and minimize them just by tapping. So very Windows-like as a result. You open Chrome and the default web page is Blackview's Chinese site. But in this view, we can see you can barely even make out those X, minimize, and but yet it's dark on there. So that's odd that on some apps it's dark and some apps it looks like that. That's very weird. Oof, this is a rough experience in terms of usability. Again, this is a budget tablet. Let's keep that in mind. $160, so you are getting what you're paying for. Game mode here, basically it's a game hub, and where you can block notifications and things like that. I don't know if it's just me, why I can't swipe out of this. Okay, maybe that was something that they just disable. So we're going to go ahead and just uninstall Toy Crush Fever System Manager. Let's see what's in here. Yes, exactly what I would expect. An optimizer app. Now, lock screen cleanup, let's turn that off. Can we uninstall it? No, we can't. We can probably disable it though. We can't even disable it. Okay. There is a, where did it go? This POQ app is a browser. Okay, and it's not. We're gonna go ahead and uninstall that too. WPS Office, we're also uninstalling if we can. We can only disable it. Okay. So as we can see, here is kind of a use case of swiping through the system, you know, opening a browser, swiping home, opening YouTube. Takes a minute to load. Again, we are restoring a ton of different apps. There's a notebook app here. And really, when you go off axis of looking at this, you really lose a lot of the colors and viewing angles as a result. Let's take a look at the camera. Okay, yeah, the camera is not going to be good. You saw that delay. It is so grainy, and as a result, and we're going to just, hello, wow, that is grainy as well. Yikes. But I'm going to just include these in the video. So this uses like tablet mode of YouTube. So we get different things like that. So right now my hands are covering the speakers. We're about a third of the way volume. Yeah, there is no bass coming from those speakers whatsoever. So do keep that in mind. The audio quality is what you get when you pay $160. But highs and mids, they sound decent, considering. I mean, again, this is something that you can easily throw in your bag, give it to your kid to play with. Comes, like I said, a nice little case we can throw in here, and tempered glass screen protector for 160 bucks. There you go, and boom, here you go. Have fun, kid. Play around with your tablet, play some games on it. It goes around. This isn't like magnetic or anything like that, so you can prop this up like that. You can prop it up. How other way can we prop this up? Like this, yeah. Like that. So yeah, and it folds. Since, let's test this out. So we have the screen on. Okay, so the magnet, there is a magnet for the screen to automatically turn off and wake when you take the folio closed and open it. So that's a nice little feature. So yeah, I'll leave the links down in the description where you can pick this up. Thank you, Blackview, for picking me to test this out. So it's just a budget tablet. Again, you get what you pay for. And in the sense of button haptics, in terms of how they feel decent. You know, they're just buttons, nothing out of the blue. But yes, I'll leave the links down in the description where you can pick this Blackview Tab 12 Pro up. This blue color is really nice. I will say that. The nice thin device, super light, and during this entire time, device never really got warm. So I will say that. It's actually nice to know that it's not going to be uncomfortable. But the speakers down here, if you're using it in landscape mode, watching something, that is a miss. You're going to really cover up any sort of audio coming from the speakers. Plus your headphone jack is down there, so your hand is also now covering that, and that's going to make it also uncomfortable. So Bluetooth headphones are going to be the way to go for this. If you guys have questions on this Blackview 12 Pro tablet, let me know down in the comments and I will answer them as best as I can. Thank you again, Blackview, for sending this out to check out. If you guys, again, comments, questions, concerns on this, let me know. This was provided to me for free by Blackview, but I don't feel like I was kind to this. This was not that great of an experience, but I will do any sort of follow-ups. If there's any sort of updates, follow me on my social channels for any sort of news or anything like that regarding devices I use. All right, everyone. So I wanted to kind of just do a follow-up on this here. It's been a couple days. It's installed all the app updates, restored apps. A couple things to note. I would not recommend buying this, not even for your kid. There is no software updates. This is completely just how it comes. So Blackview has just kind of decided just to release pretty much a new tablet compared to the Blackview Tab 11. And this is it. You basically just get a slightly better spec bump and a new version of Android. There is no software updates. This is the whole thought of a November security patch is unacceptable. Do not buy a device with older security patches, and that 100% that's not acceptable, especially one that is almost going on a year old at this point. There's a lot of security fixes that you just don't get with an older version of that. So you can't trust Blackview to give you any software updates, bug fixes, or any new software features for that matter. So for this price, if you just want a device, that's going to be on you. But for me, I cannot recommend this. Face unlock can only work in this landscape mode. It will not work in portrait mode, so do keep that in mind as well. But overall, yes, so I wanted to make that note here. I did try installing this tempered glass screen protector. It doesn't come with any sort of wipes or stickers to remove dust, and there was a piece of dust underneath it, and in trying to install it, I cracked it. Right here there's a crack, so that's unfortunate, but nevertheless you get what you pay for. 170 bucks for basically an outdated version of Android 12, and no Android 13, with Android 14 on the horizon here in probably another month or so. You're gonna be SOL at that point. So do keep that in mind regarding this Blackview tablet. So I wanted just to give this update. I pretty much had the video ready, but I thought, hey, I need to say this and add it to the original video. I'm gonna re-edit this entire video and to include this. So hopefully this helps you make a purchase decision. But anyways, I'll leave the link down in the description regardless. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.